Hey guys, today I want to show you how you can make your own interactive notes or even interactive activities for your students to do online through Google Slides. So this is my partner teacher's interactive notes that she made, and this is on her TPT store. So I'll leave a link for that down below. Be sure to check it out. She has lots of interactive notes for math. But if you want to learn how to make your own, this is the video for you. So basically what it is she has some notes that are fill in the blank, and she has basically a word bank for them, and they can drag and they can drop. So if they need to move this, they can, and they can insert it wherever it needs to go. And they also have different other slides and activities. So for this one, which one's quadrant 1, which ordered pair would that represent, if it's both positive, maybe positive and negative, or whatever. And they can label the y and x axes. And again, we have some drop and drag. So if you guys want to learn how to make this on your own, this is definitely the video for you. And before we get started, let's go ahead and give it a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe. It would mean so much to me. So let's get started. So first you need to open up Google Drive, and you need to click the New button and hit Google Slides. So once you do that, it will open up your own Google Slides for you. If you want to keep your pages going landscape mode, you can, or if you want to change it to be more like a paper, you just hit File and go down to Page Setup, hit Custom, and you can do 8.5 by 11, and that will give you the exact size of a paper. So if you ever wanted to print it out, it would have no problem printing on a regular sheet of paper. But for this purpose, we are just going to leave it as it is. And I'm going to show you how you can either make interactive notes or activities, whatever you prefer. It's the same method. So since I'm a math teacher, we are going to work on inequalities. And you can change the font and make it however you want, as pretty or ugly as you want. You can really make these great if you add backgrounds, change the font. If you ever need more fonts, like I have some extra ones, just click more fonts, and they have a ton of great looking fonts for you to choose from. But I'm going to change it back to that. And maybe you want to write some directions here for the kids. And I'm just going to type in something real quick. And then maybe you want to change the background. So I'm going to hit Choose Image. I don't have an image, so I can Google search right from here. And I might just want to say Inequality Symbols, maybe. And see if I can find a background. Inequality Symbols. That was not what I was looking for. Okay, I found a decent one. So let's just use this one, and I'm going to go ahead and insert it and say I am done. And what you can do is, if it has some text, what you can do is just add a shape, which I'm going to do. And I'm going to cover all of this so I can easily put my title there, make the background white. And it usually has a border when you have a shape, so you can also make it like transparent so there's not one or the same color. And I'm going to move my title back up. If you come into this problem where the shape is covering up the title, all you have to do is change the order. So I'm going to send the shape backwards, and you can send it all the way back. So send that. So that way my title is up front and I can clearly see it. So inequalities. And you might want to make this a different color for the instructions, maybe something nice and bright that's easy to see. So I'm just going to do red. But a lot of kids remember the alligator. The alligator eats the bigger number, so I'm going to use that for the picture. So if you want to do some notes, you could say inequality symbols. So if you want to do some notes, you can say inequality symbols, and then you can basically just start writing. So you could say this symbol represents less than, and you can have a blank box for them as well. So I'm going to make a box for them to put it in. So I'm going to also use the shape again. And I'll do a box like that. And you can change the color of the box, like the inside of it. You can change the borders of it. The color of the borders, it doesn't matter. And once we have everything written out and any blanks that we need, what we really need to do is screenshot this. So if you're on Windows, you can use the snipping tool. So my mouse is extremely messed up, so it probably won't work for me. Oh, it did. So once you screenshot it, what we're going to do is we are going to save as, and I'm just going to save it as capture and replace what's already there. And I want to insert this as the background because right now, if the kids got this document, they could move this and they could easily just delete it. They could delete all of it and just say, oh, I can't do my work, and just kind of mess things up sometimes beyond repair. So what we're going to do is we're going to make what we just made as a background. That's why we screenshotted it. So I'm going to click background, choose image, and this time I'm going to upload an image. And we just did capture, and I'm going to click done. So now we have this as a background, and so you can have anything you want on the slide. Just I recommend that you take a screenshot and then go back and add it as the background. So once we have this, we can't even click on it and move it around, so that's perfect. So the only thing that you want for the kids to move around maybe are the options. So if this symbol represents less than. So I'm going to add a text box. And it's important that you use a text box. If you use a shape and then you try to put a text box inside of it, the kids could easily just move one or the other and not the whole thing. So if we're just trying to have them drag and drop, we're going to make a text box and we're going to say this symbol represents less than. And we're going to do the less than symbol and make it whatever size you want. If you want this centered, you can go ahead and center it. Again, you can make the background a certain color, and you can even make the border thicker and a different color as well. It's whatever you want it to look like. And then basically the kids are dragging this and they're going to drop it in the box. And so you can kind of shape it up so it's the exact same size if you want. And there you go. So you can make as many as these as you want. If you would prefer to use maybe a picture or a symbol, maybe just to drag and drop. So if we go back to this coordinate plane example that my partner made, she has these little battleships where they can drop and drag their battleships to the ordered pairs. So how we can do that, if you would want to use an image instead of making a text box, is we're going to go to Insert, Image, and we're going to do Search the Web. Now, if you have an image that you would like to use, I just recommend that it's a PNG transparent background image, just because that way when you put it on top of something, it won't have like a white background or anything like that. But you can easily search the web for things like that, and it's kind of like a hit or miss. So I am going to, let's see, what would we want to do? Maybe I'll do alligator. So maybe we want to select this one. And you see, I didn't search for a PNG background, but this is transparent, so I can move it anywhere and there's no background next to it or behind it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make those small. I'm going to see if I can maybe even flip it as well. So let's say I have this image And basically I'm going to do Control C and then Control V a bunch of times. So I have some different options for the kids to drop and drag. So again, I click it, I hit Control C, and then I click Control V to paste it. So on some of these, maybe I want to flip them so the mouth is going the other way. So you can just click on the image, right click and hit Format Options, and under Size and Rotation, you can just flip the image around. So if maybe you wanted to be creative and instead of just a plain symbol, you can even do alligators, so for the mouse. So maybe it's going to go this way, or it could go that way, or whatever you want to do. So basically, you just have to really get creative for all the different subjects. You can have fill in the blanks, you can have drop and drags, and this was just a really basic tutorial. So again, you can have different backgrounds, different themes. So again, this is a really great example of what a finishing product looks like. So again, you can't move anything that you're not supposed to. All of the backgrounds, all of the words were put there before. What she did, she screenshotted it, and then she went back and uploaded it as a background, and then she made these text boxes. Same thing with this one. So she made this and screenshotted it. She deleted it from the slide and she uploaded it as a background. And then she went back and added her movable parts. So that way your kids aren't messing things up and deleting everything, and they can only move what is supposed to be moved. So it really helps kind of eliminate some of those problems. So again, you just have to be creative, but this was just kind of a basic tutorial of how you can do drag and drop images, make things interactive, make a text box that's drag and drop, and how you can get it so the background isn't moving as well. If you have any questions, again, drop them down below. I am happy to answer them. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up for the tutorial, as well as subscribe for more EdTech tips. Thank you guys.